22 million people cannot be wrong on social media. The doctor will be in the boxing ring come Saturday night, October 29th, Showtime pay-per-view. It's Dr. Mike with me on Morning Kombat. You're going to put away the stethoscope, the gloves for the prostate exam. And by the way, Dr. Mike, it's 2022. Can we get a workaround for that, please? I mean,
honestly,
the outdoor. Right?
If you're getting regular prostate exams with your doctor without having a problem, that's a conversation you should have, because we've kind of moved away from doing those regularly. You need to figure that one out.
Yeah, still working on that. But it is in front of me, Dr. Mike Varshavsky. Did I get that correct?
Yes, Brian, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You'll be taking on the Nick Diaz Army product, Chris Avila, a cruiserweight boxing match on the Jake Paul Anderson Silva pay-per-view card. So look, the same question everybody's going to be giving you is, you got a medical career, you got a social media following, you're 2015's People Magazine best looking. I don't know what happened in the last 7 years since then, Mike, but congratulations.
No, I'm the reigning, Brian.
Reigning.
No one has taken my crown.
Reigning and defending. So why? What the heck is your why to enter this sphere of combat?
Yeah, so I'm going to be suspending my oath to do no harm when I step into that boxing ring, because I've always said to my viewers, to my patients, to my friends and family, that you have to live to the top of your potential. And if I'm going to strive to be an example for them, I need to do the same. And my trainer, who's been my trainer for the last 10 years, when my mom passed away and I actually started up boxing, has been constantly telling me that I need to live up to the top of my potential and take boxing more seriously. And we have, having a very successful fight in May, winning all 5 rounds on the judges' scorecards, now moving on to face a combat veteran like Chris Avila, 20 plus fights, never knocked down. This is going to be an exciting one. Obviously a boyhood dream, fighting on Showtime pay-per-view. I really hope to inspire people to really work harder, to stay active. I don't want people jumping into the boxing ring and starting sparring other people, but get active, hit the punching bag, take a class, really get into shape, because fitness and all the benefits that come along with it, if I put those into a pill, I swear I'll be a billionaire.
Wow. Well, Mike, I've been fitnessing in all these hot dogs for much of my life, diet wise. So I've got the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's my issues to deal with here. But a lot of people will look at your situation and be like, okay, this is cool. I get it. Maximize yourself. But this is a scary sport at the end of the day. I've got to assume you're a boxing fan. You're fit. You've put on the gloves before. But are there butterflies? How nervous are you to put yourself on the possibility of becoming a meme? I mean, you're going all in here, and I respect it. But what are the butterflies like right now?
Honestly, the fact that I'm taking it on as such a big challenge, having my first pro debut fight against someone of a senior stature like Chris Avila, makes me more comfortable, because my trainer of 10 years entrusts me to take care of myself in that ring, makes me comfortable. My trainer's family are actually my patients, and he entrusts me with their lives. So I'm entrusting him with my life in that ring, and he says I'm ready, so I'm comfortable, I'm excited, I'm ready to take on that challenge.
That's inspiring. Chris Avila has transitioned from MMA to boxing, got a cup of coffee on this circuit himself. Naturally, though, he's a 155-pound mixed martial artist. He's moved up a bit for boxing. This is going to be a cruiserweight fight. How much do you believe, given your lack of overall combat experience, that your 6'3" frame and natural size advantage will help you in this matchup?
I think it makes the fight definitely more even, because Chris has a huge experience advantage, huge toughness advantage. He trains with that NDA army out there that's working really hard. Their conditioning is top notch. So having the size, I think, will be definitely to my advantage. I'm curious to see how much he's worked on his boxing, since his last fight in December on the previous Jake Paul undercard. And we'll see when he steps in the ring what he's going to bring. And I hope he brings it all, because I want this to be a challenge. I want this to be hard.
Well, you're no stranger to being in the spotlight, and congratulations on navigating that field and dealing with the ups and downs of that. But when you fight a NDA member, Nick Diaz Army, you could get stocked and slapped in there, Mike. How prepared are you for this type of mind games that they can bring to the table?
Yeah, I'm a fan So anything that they throw my way is going to be exciting because I watch them on TV. I respect them. I'm excited to be alongside with them. Like a lot of opponents on YouTube like to talk smack to each other, make this drama unnecessarily with one another. To me, it's about respecting the game and putting on the best show. And I know Chris Avila is going to bring it. He's going to try and knock me out. I'm going to do the same. And that's what's going to make it for to be a really good fight. You know, I will say how I probably avoid butterflies is because when I'm in the hospital, I'm treating people and facing life and death moments all the time. And you have to learn how to compose yourself in those moments. When you step on stage and you're public speaking, when you're performing like I did with my tour earlier this year, all of that is butterflies, controlling that adrenaline rush. I'll say my previous fight, I was the main event, walking out to a sold out 10,000 person arena.
Wow.
You would think people would lose their composure there. I was cool as a cucumber, really proud of how I performed, and I'm hopeful that I can do the same in this match.
All right, this bubble, I call it the crossover celebrity boxing bubble. Some people call it the carnival circus show. It's fun, right? Jake Paul has been he's been the face of it, and it's working. For this to work, though, you've got to bring an audience with you, which you do. You've got people's attention. How did you make that transition from New York City, New Jersey-based doctor to, influencer, interviewing Dr. Fauci, to where we are today? Was this a calculated run on your regard, or is it kind of similar to the Paul brothers path where they just got fun interest, they go for it, and they keep opening up new doors?
Yeah, I think when you have when you build a community, you're able to take that community wherever you wish. For me, I've always viewed social media and medicine as my sort of number two in defining who I am. I'm a human first. And when you put yourself out there as a human first, whether as a doctor, as a social media person, or a boxer, that's when you can expand the things that you're doing and expand your community to reach out to all these different verticals. So when I'm interviewing Dr. Fauci or the Surgeon General, while I do have a doctor background and I'm trained in that, I'm talking to them as a human, as someone who has to make difficult decisions, of someone that takes care of patients and their families who are struggling to get good information. And that's exactly how I step into that boxing ring. I may be a doctor, I may have a big following, but I'm just a human. Chris is a human, and we're going to go toe to toe as humans and see who comes out on top.
What's the rush like? We talked about the butterflies, but on the flip side of that, the addiction. Anybody who's, I've done a little bit of sparring in my time as a boxing journalist, and it is a different experience when you're in there. It's a rush. It's like a video game on steroids. It's real. How addicted are you to this sport, to that feeling in there?
Brian, I love it. And it's really funny, the sequence of events that happens when you are preparing to sparring, and then afterwards, because beforehand, the nerves are there, the butterflies are there. When you're in the ring, pure joy, pure excitement, pure adrenaline. And then afterwards, relief, happiness, almost like that runner's high that you've achieved something and you want to do it again, only to start that cycle right back up as if you never sparred before the very next day. So I love that process, and I love constantly putting out those challenges for myself, because it's when you achieve each one of those challenges that you actually build up more motivation to keep coming back.
All right. All right. So look, we got the why. We know why you're here. You got the passion. Is there a long game? Is there a plan? If you look good, if you defeat Chris Avila, this is a different sphere, I mentioned, from the normal traditional boxing link. It's more about entertainment, fun, making creative matchups. As much as Jake's talking about fighting real fighters, look, there's a lot of money and fanfare to be made in this silo. There goes my light. Wow, I'm fired up. Dr. Mike, are you looking to keep climbing the ladder with a victory come October 29th?
Absolutely. Look, people might look at this, and I've seen the comments, on the Showtime Instagram, people saying like, why is a doctor fighting? Does this guy have any skill? Well, I'm hoping to surprise those people so that the next time Showtime pay-per-view posts me, those people say, I can't wait to buy that Showtime pay-per-view because I know that Dr. Mike guy can bang.
Okay. I mean, are you on the road to getting in the Jake Paul conversation, or are you happy just to be on his card?
I'm happy to be on the card. I know that this is my first fight. I need to prove myself. And just like in medical school where I took it one test, one boards at a time, I'm taking it one fighter at a time here and focused on Chris Avila.
Okay. What has been your from the outside looking in opinion on the Paul brothers in general transitioning to this sport, because you're getting some of the runoff of the flack they are getting from traditional boxing of, what the hell you doing? You don't belong here. How have you enjoyed their process in getting here?
Yeah, I have to be complimentary of Jake Paul doing certain things quite well. He's brought up the conversation of fighter pay, which is a very important conversation so that fighters are not taken advantage of. Because if we're being honest, a lot of the fighters come from rough circumstances, low socioeconomic areas. And a lot of these promoters and fight companies will take advantage of them. And I love that Jake is standing up for them, coming from his privileged position. Then he's bringing up fighters like Amanda Serrano, women's boxing, getting her a sold-out fight at Madison Square Garden that I was there for. I've now become tremendously close friends with Amanda Serrano and her family. So if he keeps doing good things like that, I think the tide and the support for him will only continue to grow.
All right, you are donating, I believe, according to my research here, your entire purse October 29th to the what causes this and what drives you to do this?
Yeah, this is the Harlem Boys and Girls Club here. I came to the United States as an immigrant. We needed welfare to succeed in this country. I remember walking with my grandfather to the local food bank and getting the sugary cereal that we couldn't afford to buy at the grocery store. And I know how important these social programs, these exercise programs are for the kids. So I'm happy that I've been privileged and fortunate enough to have so much success in social media that I am able to donate my entire fighter pay and help their program be a continued success.
That's impressive. And Mike, I got to be honest, any people that run into me in real life in the supermarket, they're like, they want to talk fights. BC, you got to tell me who's going to win on Saturday. I'm sure every time you run into regular people, they want you to fix their lives. So back to my black liver, Dr. Mike, I've removed fast food, pork, and beef. My numbers are coming down a bit. What else can I do to get rid of this fatty liver BS?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you may have high triglycerides on your cholesterol panel.
Yes.
Because a lot of times that's what drives fatty liver disease. And triglycerides are actually the way your body stores excess sugar. So where I would put the biggest focus for you moving forward is to try and eliminate added sugars into your diet. There's a lot of foods that added sugars sneak into without you even knowing. Ketchup being a prime example. You think, oh, it's tomato, there's nothing there. Yeah, right. They chuck so much sugar in there to make it taste sweet that you're actually consuming extra sugar, which then spikes your insulin, then spikes your triglycerides, and then makes your poor liver get inflamed. So I would focus on that added sugar component.
All right, I'm gonna take that advice. I'm gonna heed it. Next time we interview and talk, we'll talk about why my toenails keep turning different colors. But Mike, that's a different topic for a different day. Showtime pay-per-view is the site. October 29th, Phoenix, Arizona. It's Dr. Mike versus Chris Avila of the Nick Diaz Army. It's Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. Mike, it's been a pleasure. Welcome to boxing. We're looking forward to seeing what you got in that ring. Okay, we're fired up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.